Hey guys, this is the Chapter 10 test. I'm going to go over the answers with you today. So I want you to check your test and see how you did. And you can go over the answers with me and see if you got the same answer as me or something different. All right. So number 1 says mark under all the shapes that stack. Okay, so if they stack, they can sit on top of each other without rolling. All right, so which ones can stack? So a cylinder can stack because it has a flat surface on the bottom. A sphere cannot stack, so I'm not going to mark that. A sphere is like a ball, it will roll, it will not stack. A cube has flat surfaces, so it can stack. Now the questionable one is the cone. So some of you may have left it open and you may have said that we cannot stack a cone because if a cone is laying on its side it will roll. But a cone does have one flat surface. So if you're playing with blocks and you're building a castle and you stack the cone on the very top, then it can stack. So I'm going to mark it. If you marked it, great. If you didn't mark it, that's okay too. I'm not going to mark it again. I'm not going to count it against you for your grade, guys, because there are two different views of this, okay? So we cannot stack other shapes on top of the cube because it's got on top of the cone because it's got a point. So if I tried to stack another shape on top of it, it would topple over. It wouldn't be able to balance on the point. But like I said, if it was at the top of a castle and you wanted the cone to be the very top, then it would stack on the bottom, okay? So there's your answers for number 1. Number 2, which objects are shaped like a sphere? So they want you to mark an X on each of the objects that is shaped like a sphere. So we know that the spheres are the ones that are shaped like a ball and they are round. So the basketball is a sphere. The softball or baseball is a sphere, and the watermelon is a sphere. Okay? All right, number 3. Do the words describe a cube? Circle yes or no. So, does a cube have 6 sides? Yes, it does. Does a cube have a curved surface? No. A cube does not have a curved surface. Cube has flat surfaces. Okay, number 4. Draw lines to match the objects to their shapes. Okay, so we're going to match the sphere with the sphere. An orange is a sphere. I'm going to match it. Okay, this can here that's laying down, that is a cylinder. I'm going to match it to the cylinder. This box is the shape of a cube. Okay, so that's what it should look like. Number 5. Which objects are shaped like a cone? Which objects are shaped like a cone? We're going to mark an X. The party hat is a cone. And the megaphone is a cone. Okay. Number 6. Color the solid shapes blue. Color the flat shapes red. Draw another flat shape that is different. All right, so I don't have blue and red, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle the shapes that are flat, okay? So let's see. So this square is actually flat. I don't see any shadows. It doesn't look 3D. This is flat, so I'm going to circle it, okay? That's a flat shape. This triangle is a flat shape, okay? I can't see around it. I don't see any shadows. It doesn't look like it's 3D, okay? And then they want me to, they want me to color the solid shapes blue. Well, I'm going to underline the solid shapes. Okay, so this is a solid shape. It's a cone. It's 3D. It's solid. We can see all the way around it. And this is a cylinder. It's a 3D shape. It is solid. So there you go. The underlined shapes are the solid shapes that are 3D. The circled shapes are the flat shapes. And then they want you to draw another shape that is flat, that's different. So we know there's a flat square, there's a flat triangle. Well, there's also a flat rectangle or a flat circle. Okay? All right, number 7. Number 7 says, draw an object that has the shape of a cylinder. So you could draw any object here that is the shape of a cylinder. And we went over that. There are all kinds of shapes that are shaped like a cylinder. So it's kind of hard to draw a cylinder, but if you kind of drew it like this, then I would know what you mean, because we know that a cylinder has 2 round flat surfaces, okay? And it's shaped like a can. So maybe you have a soda pop can, a soup can, okay? Another one is a paper towel roll or a toilet paper roll, all right? A cup. There are many different things in our world that are shaped like a cylinder. So any one of those would be fine. Okay, number 8. Circle the shapes that show the cylinder above the cube. So it says circle the shapes that show the cylinder above the cube. So if you look here, the cylinder is not above the cube. The cylinder is next to the cube. Right here, the cylinder is above the cube. It's on top of the cube. So there's the answer. And right here, that's the opposite. That's the cube above the cylinder. So that wouldn't be correct. Number 9. Mark an X on the object that is shaped like a cylinder next to the object shaped like a cone. So I'm looking for the cylinder that's next to the cone. Well, the drum is a cylinder, but is it next to a cone? No, the soccer ball is a sphere. So this shows a cylinder next to a sphere. Here's a cylinder. Oh, it's next to an ice cream cone. That's a cone. So I'm going to draw an X on the object that's shaped like a cylinder, and it's next to the cone, right? Cylinder next to the cone. So, well, you don't have to mark this one out, okay? I just marked it out, but you don't have to. This is the answer that you should have an X over, this cylinder. Okay, number 10. Mark an X on the cone in front of the cube. So if you look, they're in a line, right? Which cone is in front of the cube? Well, some of you might be saying, well, it depends on which way they're facing. Are they in line this way or are they in line this way? Well, if you take a look at the truck, you see the truck is driving this way, boys and girls. So the line is going to start on the left and go this way. So the cone right here is first in line, okay? So the cone right here is in front of the cube. This cone is behind the cube. So this cone is the one that is in front. So I'm going to mark an X on it. It's in front of the cube. Number 11. Mark an X on the cube that is beside the cone. So we have to mark an X on the cube that is beside the cone. So here's a cube. Is this cube beside a cone? No, that's a cylinder. No, that's a sphere. So it's not that cube. Let's look at this cube. Is this cube beside a cone? This is a sphere. And this is another cube. Nope, it can't be this cube. And let's look at this cube. This cube is next to another cube or beside another cube. Oh, on this side, it's next to a cone or beside a cone. So this is the cube that you would mark an X over. It is next to or beside the cone. And number 12, mark an X on the sphere that is below the hexagon. All right, so here's the hexagon right here in the middle, the big green hexagon. And they want us to mark an X on the sphere that is below the hexagon. Well, I know it's not going to be this because this isn't even a sphere, is it? That's a cylinder. Is it below? No, it's above. So that's not going to be correct. Oh, what about here? Oh, that's a cone. That's silly. And this cone is not below the hexagon, so it's not the cone. It's not the cylinder. So it's got to be one of these two answers. So if I look at this sphere here, is it below the hexagon? No, it's beside or next to the hexagon. Look at this sphere. This sphere is below or underneath the hexagon. This would be the correct answer. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you did well on your test. Bye.